Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Andertons TV.
Yeah.
And in this week's episode, there's a rat in my kitchen. What am I going to do?
Oh, it's a ratatouille!
It's Ratatouille,
If
yes.
Ratatouille was here...
If Ratatouille was here, he would say, please like and subscribe. What was his accent? I can't remember.
What's
anyway,
the
let's move on.
chef called?
The French one,
Yeah.
or the nice one. Anyway, so, I think when people think of original drive circuits, we think of tube screamers and blues breakers and stuff like that. And obviously all of those drive circuits have been interpreted in many, many different ways by many, many different pedal designers over the years. But another, original design is the RAT, the ProCo RAT. Been around since the late 70s, is currently available quite affordably actually, and it's sort of a reissued mode. Looks much the same as it did back in the day, albeit different manufacturers will tell you that it's not quite the same original components in there, and so different manufacturers perhaps have recreated the original one more closely than ProCo do, all that kind of stuff. Got an amazing list of users. I'm just going to refer to my little device here to tell you. So when you think about distortion sounds, players who in the past have been associated with the RAT, been Dave Grohl, Kurt Cobain, James Hetfield. So it's gainy stuff, right?
Yeah. Dave Gilmour's...
Some other less gainy and interesting ones. Graham Coxon, Nuno Bettencourt. He's perhaps a bit more gainy again. Yes, David Gilmour.
Yeah. Thought he was on it.
Peter Buck, Jeff Beck. So, some interesting mix of players there. But what we're doing here is, I think we're going for gainier, sort of, higher gain inspired stuff. Hence the reason Pete has a bit of a monster shred machine here. It's certainly packing plenty of punch.
It's an iconic Evolution SHH.
Nice.
In what's it called? Flat Black, I think it's called.
Stay tuned. I don't know where we haven't shot our video on iconic guitars yet, but stay tuned. Please hit that notification bell on this channel, because then when we do, you'll find out. So 7 pedals here, all claiming to be inspired by the original one.
Oh man, it's
all through my gig rig Quartermaster, so you can see as I press these buttons, they will engage.
Is some of these called the Black Plague?
No.
I've always thought, why is a Rat clone never been called, or the Black Plague or something?
It's a great shout. Maybe there is one called the Black Plague.
Like...
We've got pedals on this board that would set you back as little as £30. We've got 30 or 40 pounds. We've got pedals on this board that I think are more like 200, 250 pounds.
No.
But hey, if you want to play along, switch off your monitor now, shut your eyes, whatever, just listen, put yourself in Pete's shoes. No. So Pete, he doesn't know what order these are plugged in. No. So he gets to choose a number between 1 and 7, and the objective here is for Pete to attempt to guess which one the RAT is, which I think will be the hardest thing for Pete to do, because he's not a big RAT user.
I like rats, but not that kind of rats.
But I think what we are going to do is try to give some sort of sense of which one Pete just likes the best and which one Pete likes the least. And we'll order them like that, which reminds me, I'll need to get a pen and paper from somewhere. And lastly, as you can see on the pedals here, some of them have switches, some of them don't. The switches typically are switching between classic RAT tones and more modern, higher gain RAT tones. So I've switched them, where appropriate, into the classic or the vintage modes. And maybe at the end, once Pete's taken his blindfold off, we can tweak some of the switches on these just to see what they'll do. But in the video, I won't, because obviously it'll be a giveaway that that it's not the original RAT if I start tweaking stuff. So we are just going to stay with controls, distortion, filter, and volume. Okay. That is pretty much, some of these pedals call it tone rather than filter. But other than that, it's the same. So,
great.
YouTube, please pick a number between 1 and 7. Psychically transport that number into Pete's brain. Pete, I'll give you a second just to pick up those brainwaves coming through. What are you feeling? Which number?
3.
3.
I think that's always the one people go for, isn't it? But,
Let's check it out now. Go! Oh, here's our clean sound, by the way.
I mean, there's a punchy guitar.
Coming in now!
Oh, it's going to be so difficult!
God, good feedback, isn't it?
Can I just hear how noisy it is?
It is on.
Oh, that's not noisy.
Not really, is it?
It's got a little...
Powering
crackly.
all these,
I
by the
think
way,
it's-
off the new Fender engine room power supply. This is a joy for our video room because this now officially has more outputs and more milliampage than any other supply we've got here. So I expect
12,500 milliamps out,
I expect we'll be using this a lot, but yes.
I like that. As you said in the beginning, you know, I'm not the big rat guy, but very fuzzy. And you got everything at 12 on that one?
I've tweaked them just a smidgen so they're all kind of a similar volume, but they're most of the controls are close to the 12.
Please, if you could take the gain down.
Do you know, I was thinking, again,
I mean, this is the cheapest and the most expensive so far.
Yeah, I'm hearing that classic blend of distortion and fuzz that I think makes a Rat unique. And I'm hearing Jeff Beck. Funnily enough, I'm hearing that sound that he gets. But okay, so distortion now down to about 9 o'clock.
Is that kind of sustainy? I might get into a Rat a bit more after this, but I like this.
Dan Steinhardt is a massive Rat fan,
loves
isn't he?
Rat.
He literally
loves.
He's got a glass cabinet at home with about 7 of them in it. Michael Jackson was a massive Rat fan as well.
Was he?
Yeah, he had a rat called Ben, didn't he? He wrote songs about it and everything. Right. I wouldn't. Distortion now halfway up.
Yeah, you got that distortion with the fuzz.
Going 3/4 of the way up.
It's like... Oh man, I like that.
It's a good sound.
Whatever, it's a great sound.
What is it though? Is it the cheapest one? Is it the dearest one?
Well, right
is
now
it
it's
even
both.
the original one? Who knows? Other than
man.
obviously all of us. Okay, so pick another number between 1 and 7.
Okay, 7.
Go.
Slightly more noisy. Which just lead me to go, maybe it's less money.
It's got balls, man. It's got balls.
It sounds exactly like the other one before.
Let's do that quick. Kind of play that A chord, and we'll just go between.
Slightly the first. That one you just went to there was slightly more
number 3
bright.
again.
Back to 7. Slightly more.
I'm just going to compensate with a little bit more
tone or whatever.
Tone. Even tell I was switching between the two then.
No, not at all. Were you? I couldn't tell that. I mean, honestly,
right.
I almost swore then.
Do you prefer
I love it. I think
do you prefer number 3 or number 7 more? Just at the moment.
Just one more time on 3. And then 7. I like that muffledness it's got, the number 7 got, but I think number 7, because of the noise, is less money than number 3.
So we're staying with number 3 in first place, and obviously number 7.
Yeah, for now, yeah.
Right, okay, pick another number between 1 and
2.
1 and 7.
2.
Go.
See? See the quiet?
I do.
I like that.
Okay, you
it's
want to
amazingly
compare
quiet
that?
as well.
Again, we've got, so this one I've got set with the volume kind of just above midway, and then the sort of tone filter thing and the gain at exactly halfway.
Okay, so this is everything at 12, basically.
Pretty much.
Listen how quiet that is. Go on to number 7. Okay, so go to number 3. See, I mean, you probably won't pick that up on YouTube, but number 2 is just
Number 2 is
silent.
marginally quieter than number 3, I will give you that.
Yeah, exactly.
I love how this is basically how Pete is deciding there's nothing to do with how the pedal sounds. It's all to
but
do
honestly, you can't decide it with that. It's just me going, oh, maybe the components are better inside it or whatever. Because, you know, as you said, my rat experience is more lean toward different rats. But let's have 2. And 7. Yeah, 3. I've got a feeling that number 3 is the original one, but I don't know. Number 2 is my favorite so far. I don't know if it's more expensive
so
or not.
2 is your favorite, so we're bumping everything down a spot.
Yeah, could you just dial down the tone or the filter or whatever it is on number 2, please?
Yeah.
Just to see if you can match the others.
And a bit more gain, or?
I like the gain where it is, but it would be nice to see how little gain there is in it. Oh man, that's really nice.
So here's with the gain at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, and go back on the treble kind of thing, or the what?
You want the tone turned up or down?
Yeah, toned back where it was.
Oh, fine. Okay, yeah.
It's not as loud now.
Well, I've turned the gain down. That's why. So.
Okay. Yeah. And back up with the gain to the 3/4.
Now 3/4.
Oh, it's got fat,
Yes.
doesn't it?
Whether it's the riffs you're playing or whatever, but some of the Jeff Becky tones in here are, I have to say again, I can understand the Dave Grohl and the Kurt Cobain and the Metallica kind of vibe, especially probably maybe the Kurt Cobain-y kind of vibe. I was not expecting to hear Jeff Beck individual lead notes.
It's those kind of... He's got all of that bendy.
Yeah.
Got that bell.
So at the moment, number 2's in the lead, then followed by number 3, followed by number 7. You now have numbers 1, 4, 5, and 6 to go.
Number 6, please.
6.
Sounds exactly like the others. It's nice as well. I like that. Sounds great. Sounds wicked.
Do anything to it, or
Can just take the gain down. So,
okay, we'll go to 9 o'clock on the gain.
And 3/4.
I don't think over a clean amplifier that the Rat is really like a 9 o'clock gain pedal. Maybe it would work if the amp was a bit hotter, but over a clean sound for me, this is like definitely a 12 o'clock and upwards.
Yeah, I don't even think a Rat is a 9 o'clock pedal gain at all. You know, do you know what I mean? I think it's it for me maybe, but
maybe maybe some of the other like the turbo ones and stuff, but the classic one I think is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now what do you want? 3/4 or halfway?
3/4 up.
Yeah.
It's got this fizzly, rattly. Can you go number 2? At the same kind of...
let me put the 2 and 6 on the same kind of settings.
It's got this.
Just sort of jump
sure if I like that.
them.
If I like the distortion up and that end on number 6.
Okay, so here is number 6. And number 2.
Okay, 6.
Oh.
Yeah, I still prefer number 2, but I think number 6 has to come in second place.
Okay.
But I mean,
we'll do a run through right at the very end. Okay. So you have
number 1, please.
Number 1.
I mean, that's fat, but it's
fat and juicy.
Well, so that's number 1. That is fat and juicy.
And again, you can go up or down. Do you want to do the 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock distortion
let's
challenge?
Try that. I think at the end I'll try to dial the volume back instead. 9 o'clock. Is that 9 o'clock?
That's still got gain.
Try to dial that even more back then. Okay. So,
and then the 3/4, the 3 o'clock challenge.
Holy moly. None of the others done that. I mean, that's a lot. That's too much for me, gain-wise. But can you have it put it back in the middle there and then go to just test it with number 6?
So
7, wasn't it?
Number 2 is your favourite so far.
Okay, so go between those 2 then.
Okay.
That's 2.
It's 2, yeah. Okay. There's 1.
Man, there's something I'm noticing now. I'm listening. Number 2 is the only one that's more open and slightly more bright than all of the other ones so far. Whether that's because it's the real Rat or not, I don't know. But there's something. Do you know what I mean?
So these are both now basically on both pedals. They've got the gain and the volume slightly past 12 o'clock, and the tone / filter at exactly 12 o'clock. So here is number 2.
Yeah. Like when you hit it. And there's a definition in there. Number 1. See the noise?
A lot more gain on them.
Yeah. I mean, that is good too. It is good. That is good. That is good.
Let's try what was number 6 is the current second place.
Okay, yeah. Number 1 and number 6, please.
Okay, 6.
Yeah.
1.
I mean,
quite a lot louder, isn't it? Number 1, but then again, I think they are pretty much in this. I mean, I'm going to have to turn 6 up to balance it. So here's 6. Okay. 1.
6.
And I think it's just the amount of gain. Listen to the background noise on number 1. And I don't think that's necessarily because the pedal's inherently noisy.
No,
I just
think
it's just got a lot of gain on it. Whereas 6 and 2, in fact, 2's super silent, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll. So, 2's still my favorite because I could dial the you know, if I wanted to, I could take the treble or the filter down slightly.
Yeah.
And then it's a toss up between number 2 and 6 right now. 1 and 6, sorry.
1 and 6 for second place. Which one are you going with then?
Just because of the amount of gain that's in number 1, it might be too much. But yes, that's number 1 is now number 3, please.
Okay,
and then
I
have to
understand.
just listen
I
to the
understand
end.
that.
Okay.
Which means number 3 becomes number 4 and number 7 becomes number 5. So you have, gosh, this is so complicated, but panic not, I've got the notes. And we'll do a run through at the end. So 4 and 5 are your remaining choices.
Okay, number 5, please.
Holy moly. Okay, I apologise.
Holy sugar pan. That's good. That's very fuzz. It's so fuzz. I like that a lot.
It's got a lot of bass end on it.
Yeah, a lot of.
Let's just switch between that and number 2 at the moment. So here's 2. And 5. Go on. That's not much difference, is it? Okay, so.
Hang on. So you got to 2 again.
Yeah.
5. Really?
Yeah.
No. Okay, go on 2 again. Sorry, just 2. Okay, number
5.
Okay, it's more saturated.
Just what, 5 is more saturated, you think?
Listen to that. Listen. I think on 2.
2, yeah.
I mean, it's ever so slightly different.
It's got a bit more bass end, I think, number 5.
5 got a bit more bass end. Wow, they're close. Holy smokes. So, okay, so 5 needs to come up in second place because number 2 is still my favorite.
Okay.
And that's I've got no bass whatever to base it on other than it's quiet, which just leads me to believe that it might be slightly more expensive, but who knows?
Okay, so let's just we'll just do the last one and then I'll do a recap. Okay. So number 4, here we go.
Oh! Oh, wow! Oh man, I really like that. I mean, that's jumping up in number 1, kind of. What was this, 4?
This was number 4.
Okay. Okay, 2 and 4, please.
Yep.
And 4. Oh no!
4 sounds like it needs a bit more. I still think number 2 is the standout one for openness and definition.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to get my words across. It's more. It's almost like
because I think it's got less gain. Because I think it's got less gain. It's not compressing as much, and therefore I think it feels more.
But even then, it doesn't let me to, because that is the only one that stands out from all the other ones that has got that. So whatever that is, I'm sure it's not that number 2 is not the Rat. I think number 4 is the Rat. Sorry.
Okay, let's just do the number 4. Let's do the 9 o'clock distortion challenge. 3.
Holy mother!
The ones with lots of gain do that bloom thing, don't they? Where it hits, it's like the signal hits whatever the component is that's doing the distortion. It goes, oh, compression, and then
so
it blooms
definitely
out.
number. So the number 1, it does that. Number 4 does that, and then I think it was number 5 that does that. Those are the 3 that are closest. So can you go 1, 4, 5? Those are the 3 closest ones.
You mean 2, 4,
no,
5?
No. Don't take number 2.
Are you
still
like
my
2?
favorite.
Okay, 2 is still your favorite.
Yeah,
I see.
We'll just leave that out.
Okay, so
I'm
number 1.
Turn it down a bit. It's got very lots of volume there.
Yeah.
A bit more up, maybe. Then 4. And then 5. I mean, 4 and 5 sounds exactly the same. I think if you turn up number 1 slightly volume and then take whatever treble or filter down ever so slightly.
Okay, I've done that. That's 5. That's 4. That's 1.
It's just a matter of then go 2. Go 2.
2. It's a tough
They
one,
sound
man.
all, to me, I mean, they just sound the same.
Well, I've got to
one.
insert number
Okay.
4 somewhere in the mix.
Okay, so here's my. So I personally, I still like number 2. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And then you got 1. 1. Then you got 4 and 5, which is I think are the kind of standout ones for me.
Okay, so you're going to put number 4.
What did they have as the second one before?
Oh man. Okay, just for the people at home on camera. This one is currently in first place. Okay, so that was number 2. This one is currently in second place. That was number 5.
5, yeah. Mm-hmm.
This one is currently in third place, which is number 6.
Okay.
Then
Oh my God.
number 1 is currently in 4th place. Number 3 is currently in 5th place. And number 7 is currently in 6th place. So we need to put number 4 in somewhere. Do you want to try it?
I think 4 is look, number 4, 5, number 1, number 1, 4, 5, 6. They are so similar, all of them.
All right, let's go through 1, 4, 5, 6. So are we saying? I think what we're saying at the end of this is that the standout winner is number 2. So that's fine. Number 2 is the winner.
I don't think it's the real rat.
Okay,
here.
and then we've got number 3 and number 7 that are kind of out the running.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, this might change. So let's just see if we can straighten up that order from 2nd, 3rd, 4th.
Okay.
So
My
here's
God.
pedal number 1.
I'll try to dial it down now just to see what I get.
4.
Yeah. Oh my, that's so. Okay.
6.
6 is still number 2, definitely.
So 6 is number 2.
Yeah.
And then you've got, oh goodness me, 1, 4, and 5. Do you just want to just do them all joint third or something like that?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They sound so similar. Those 3 are just, to me, little tweaks can just make them sound the same, which means that at the end of the day, whether they are 200 quid, 100 quid, they're going to sound the same, you know. So, but I would say, yeah, it's a joint third for those, but they all sound great here.
Let's do the straightforward 1 through 7 again, because
Okay.
I think the crazy thing is just how similar they all do sound. So here we
Holy
go.
smokes. Do you know what?
I'm not even going to tell you when I'm switching. You just keep playing, and I'm just going to switch through. I did all 7. I tell you what, man, maybe it's a little bit of ear fatigue in here, but and always when you guys are watching here, the close mic tends to pick out a little bit more definition than what we hear in the room. But wow, bearing in mind that we've gone, this is tenor. Bearing in mind we've gone from really, really affordable to quite expensive here. There's just next to nothing in it.
No, it's so close.
I think background-wise, that was interesting. I mean, I think in isolation, I don't really care too much about background noise, but once you've got 4 or 5 pedals running together, you know, that can become a problem. So let's have a little listen here. So number 1 has a little bit of hiss, 2 doesn't, tiny bit on 3, bit more on 4, 5 is pretty silent.
It's got this.
6 has a little bit of hiss. 7 and 1 probably have the most hiss, don't they? Yeah. 2's the only one that's really silent.
Super quiet.
Well,
there we go.
Do you want to unmask and see what you got?
Oh, my eyes.
So who else there thought that number 2 was their favourite? So number 2, I think, is probably the most expensive one here, which I guess is reassuring, isn't it? Like Stella Artois, reassuringly expensive.
Oh my God,
so that's the Jam Rattler.
Was it?
Well, very, very nice pedal. Again, links to all these pedals will be in the description below, and you'll be able to dive over to the Andertons website, find out how much they are, and purchase one if you want to. Number 6, which was your second place, is the cheapest one of them all.
What?
So that's the TC Magus. And I must say as well, this is, I don't know if you've seen this new format of pedal coming from TC, but this new, it's like a little bit bigger than what we would traditionally call a mini pedal, but not as big as a big pedal. Top-mounted jacks.
Yeah.
And I think this is possibly my favourite form. It's the top-mounted jacks that do it for me, because you could literally have 5 or 6 of these in a row. Unbelievably compact pedal board, because you don't have, because there's nothing, you can butt them right up against each other.
I mean,
Congratulations,
I did
TC.
not know that was that. But
so
there you
1,
are.
4, and 5 that you struggled to separate was the new Wampler Ratsbane. That was the one that had bucket loads of gain on it.
Yeah, that's slightly noisy because of all that gain.
The Black Secret from Mooer is another incredibly affordable pedal. That did very, very well. And then, of course, the Walrus Iron Horse, which will be one of the more expensive ones. Number 3, which was the first one you went to, which I kind of thought was a bit odd. So number 3 is the original Rat. And number 7 was, sorry, I say number 3, in whatever that is, 4th place now, because we got 3 pedals in joint 3rd, was the Rat, and runner-up, or last place, was the Flatiron. In fairness, the EHX and the original Rat aren't expensive either. We got 3 pedals here that I suppose you'd call the sort of expensive end. That would be the Ratsbane, the Rattler, and the Iron Horse, and then 4 pedals that are reasonably good value. Now, I did mention right at the beginning that some of these pedals had switches on them.
I'm surprised with all of this.
So the classic Rat has no switch on it. The Jam Rattler has no switch on it, and neither does the Flatiron. Everything else has switches to take you through. Predominantly, it's just whether or not you're going for a classic Rat tone or one of the more one of the subsequent Rats, like the Turbo Rat that came after it. So the Magus has Fat, a classic, and a turbo mode. The Iron Horse has 3 stages also. The Mooer, is it 3 or 2? 2 stages, so you go between vintage and turbo. And the Ratsbane has 3 stages as well, plus 2 voices. I mean, we can literally let's just blast through those very quickly.
I said on one of them, I think this is the real Rat, but I'll have to look in the edit and see which one it was.
I think you did say that about that.
I've got a feeling that number 3 is the original one, but I don't know. Number 2 is my favourite so far.
And then a bit later on, I think you said it was something else. But anyway, just have a quick play of the different gain stages. So here's the Ratsbane.
I mean, it does sound great, man. It's difficult to say as well when you have so many switches that which is which.
Yeah, I think for out and out gain, the Ratsbane has the most gain in it of the 7 pedals. Yeah. So if you like your Rats with maximum gain, that might be for you. Let's have a little play with the switch on the Mooer. Whoa! It's a jump in level.
It's got that.
I'm
saggy.
I'm not sure I like that sense of like it's so compressed as it comes in and it sort of blooms out. I'm not sure, but then I don't know. I suppose it's all to taste, isn't it? So. Iron Horse has got a switch here, so.
Lots of gain there.
Yeah, tons of.
And as soon as the gain comes in, it becomes noise. I remember that. There's one of them that just went in. I mean, there's so much in that. And there's much more than just the Rat. I mean, the normal Rat doesn't have all of that stuff going on.
No, not at all. The Magus, again, here we go. So that's turbo mode.
Good. Can I just hear the Rattler again, just because? And this is... It's on now.
Yes, very quiet, very quiet.
Super quiet. And you know, that is my pedal, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
It was on my board, and then I was like... I just kind of tried to figure out what to do with it, because I think in isolation it's great, but when you know, Rats, that's why I never got into Rats, because once I
Does
start...
it not stack necessarily as well as
and
some
also,
of the others?
you know, which girl band or boy band need a Rat, that sound? Anyway, just go proper Rat, I was just going to see. Yeah, it does sound good.
You got to imagine in 1978, you know, when this came out, and like the maximum kind of gain that you can get is probably just sort of cranking your Marshall up or something like that. 78, would JCM 800 have come out yet? I don't think it has yet.
No.
And then, you know, you can see why so many of the kind of the rock players would have gone for a Rat, tons and tons of gain.
Go between the Rat and the Rattler really quick just to see.
There's no difference.
Exactly the same. Whatever settings are there.
I've perhaps got a little bit more distortion and volume on the Rat compared to the Rattler.
Just do that again. I mean, the only thing is, again, it's a slight more definition on the lower strings. You know what I mean, on the Rattler. But wow,
I just think these blindfold challenges get. Not enough harder is the wrong word, but it's like, I think when we did the Tube Screamer one, it really felt to me there was quite a big difference across all the different interpretations of Tube Screamer. And then the Klon felt like there was less of a difference between the interpretations. And the Rat one now that we've done just literally feels like they all sound 97% the same.
Yeah.
But hey, what did you think? Okay, there you go. Links below. Please like and subscribe to these videos, and if you can support Andertons by buying the odd pedal from us, or perhaps a guitar or an amplifier or whatever, that would be great too.
Yes.
We do ship them pretty much all over the world. There you are. Anyway, thank you very much. Gig Rig, again, Quartermaster's an awesome piece of equipment, and the new Fender engine room power supplies look good too.
12 outputs.
Bosch. Iconic guitars.
Yes.
Danish guitar players. British music store owners.
Look at that
What more
thing.
can you want? Okay, right.
Okay.